Hey everyone, welcome. Happy Monday. Hope you guys doing really well and ready for the week. Welcome. Welcome. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Good to have you here. And good afternoon, Sang. Awesome. Great to have you here, guys. Great to have you. All right, let's get started. Today is all about $1 million agency secrets, right? So this is what we're going to chat about. Every week we come online and we talk about different topics. So today's topic is all about focus letter. Here is something I've learned, right? So it really matters where you focus at the right time in the business. I'll give you an example of this. If you want to bake a cake and you know the recipe really well, you have the recipe, you read a book, but if you mix that recipe in a wrong sequence, it's just going to muck it up the entire cake. It doesn't matter whose recipe is that. So what most people do, and I was, to be honest, I was one of those people. What I used to do is I'll look at other people and watch the YouTube videos, watch a lot of trainings, listen to podcast, go to the events and listen to a lot of people or read a lot of books. Um, so what happened is, when you look at other people when they're standing up on a stage and sharing step by step information with you, and you come home and you start to work on that knowledge and the information. I believe, from the people's perspective, they're giving you the right information. The information is absolutely right. But what happens is, the information, the sequence and the order of that execution sometime doesn't work for people. And I was one of those people where I listened to those people who were 15, 10, 20 years ahead of me and in my journey. And whenever they said something, I did it in my business. It just didn't make sense, right? So it just didn't work for me. I was I was like, why things are not working? And then I was listening to Wayne Dyer one day and realized in business, one of the biggest thing is taking action and learning from other people, right? We learn from other people. But what most people forget, and nobody kind of talk about it, not that many people talk about it, is that called the sequence of those actions. Sequence of those actions matter equally as much as the action itself, because recipe by itself has no meaning or no use if you don't execute exactly as the person who gave you the recipe, right? So that's why it's really important. The focus matters. Focus is everything. So today, our discussion is all about learning what we must focus on. Because if we don't focus on the right thing, doesn't matter what we do, doesn't matter what we do, we won't be able to take it to the next level, right? So our goal is pretty clear, pretty simple. If you run a marketing agency, if you run a digital marketing company, and the goal is to scale it to the next level, and that could be $50,000 a month, that could be $90,000 a month, or that could be $10,000 a month, could be any goal. But we want to make sure that we focus on the right thing, because when you focus on the right thing, you get to you get the results, right? So here is, let's go look at the letter, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. But let me ask you this question before we get into this. Does it actually make sense? You guys get it? Have you seen this problem? Have you faced this problem, right? That you have so many things to do. There's so many people saying stuff, and you just can't figure out what the heck I'm supposed to focus on, right? So here is the difference between any paid program or any YouTube videos or anything, right? So there is nothing wrong in watching those videos, and it's good for you that you listen to those things. But those advice, you need to be really mindful of that these advice is given to somebody at a different level. Because of that generic advice, if you are in your business doing really well, you understand that then you go and apply it. But sometimes you just need to be mindful of that, that if you listen to that advice, that might not be for level your level in business, because that matters the most, right? We all need to apply and do things based on our level, right? Right information given at the right time or received at the right time makes the biggest difference, right? It doesn't matter what information that is, right? So one day I was sitting with a friend of mine, and we were having a discussion, right? So I'll give you an example. So what happened is, many years ago when we sold the business and we had a bit of money, and we said, I want to work with the best person right out there, whoever is the best in this personal development, whoever is the best, I want to work with that person. So you can imagine the name, number one person in the world for personal development name came up was Tony Robbins, right? Tony Robbins is the number one. And I was like, okay, let's work with Tony Robbins. Let's hire Tony Robbins to help me one-on-one to scale this, right? So let's hire him. Let's go and give him the money and say, hey, you work with me. But then what happened was, it was pretty amazing. Then I was like, yes, he's good. No doubt he's the best in that. But how many years it's been since he had worked at the ground level for people like me who were just like, pretty right at the bottom. He worked with a lot of people in millions, billion-dollar companies, $1 billion, right? And he hasn't worked with people like me. So doesn't matter what he says to me, I will not understand it because he's speaking in a different language, right? So I think that's why I decided to work with Frank at the time, and life is pretty good since then. But this is something really important. We must get the information at the right time for the right, from the right people, which is right at that level. Otherwise, things just don't work, right? So let's have a look at this focus letter, right? So focus letter is all about what to focus on at the right time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sort of put it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a revenue. Say this revenue is 10 grand, and this is 30 grand. This is per month revenue. And let's do 30 to 60. And then we do the next one, which is 90K, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. So all about this, and we're going to look at what we must focus on, right? So we'll see how we go and how many we can cover. If not, we at least cover the start ones, right? So depending where if you're watching this, right now, so depending which level you're at, right? So it's really important when you're starting and you're starting at a $0, and just going out and starting your digital marketing agency. It's really, really, really important at this point that your offer must be done for you offer, right? Your offer must be a done for you offer, meaning either you pick Facebook marketing, either you pick Google AdWords, either you pick cold outreach, whatever the method is, you're doing it for people. You're saying, hey, come to me and we will help you get this done. If you need leads, we will get you the leads. If you need funnels done, we will do it for you. If you need a website done, we will do it for you. If you need copywriting done, we will do it for you. If you need email marketing done, we will do it for you. Meaning that done for you service. This is what you're doing. And the idea behind is selling one service only. One service only. I'm going to say it again, one service only. And the reason I see a lot of people make mistake is, what when you start a business, you're kind of looking for work. You feel that people need to come to you. You need to sort of go to people, and people will tell you what they want to do, and you pretty much do it, right? So you go to person A, and person A says, hey, I'm looking for a logo and website design done for my business. And you say, okay, we can do that. Then what happens is you go and try to fix that, find the person, trying to build the website, trying to get the logos done, trying to get all that done, and deliver it to that client, right? So that time period for that. Then the other person, he goes and person says, hey, I want to get the Google ads done, and you're trying to go find the Google person, you're trying to go do all that, learn that process, and then say, hey, I want to do that for you. The third person comes and says, I want to do this. So you get the point, right? Meaning that you're pretty much going out and doing the work, customized based on for every client you take on, and that makes it really hard as a startup. So one of the things which I learned works the best is when you offer one service which is a done for you. One service done for you, doesn't matter what it is. Service doesn't matter. What matters the most is you offer one service, and that's what we want to do. So the idea behind is you sell one service to the same client. Oh no, sorry, to the client, same market. So it's a target market. So you sell that same one service to the target market, and you keep selling the same thing again and again, again and again, again and again, until you reach at 10 grand a month. That's what we want to do. You do not want to add another service. Don't add another service. Don't change your target market. You offer one solution, solution to one market, and offer them done for you service. And that's what we want to do, because um, most of the problem comes is when you're trying to do the work, and you're trying to sort of do everything. And when you're trying to do everything, you can't just get one thing right, and you're not impressed one client, you haven't impressed the other clients, you haven't impressed, all the clients coming in, they're kind of not happy with your service. That's what happens most of the time. And because the clients are not happy, they don't refer you to anybody, they don't come back, and it's just like that tension once you finish doing work with the client. So it's really important. We want to make sure that you have this in place. So in this space, when we do a done for you service, there is nothing else you're offering. The only thing you're doing is done for you service, whether you do it, whether you hire a freelancer to help you, whether you hire a freelancer to do it. So really important to think about this, right? So I want to, the way it works for me, I want to have one word kind of attached to everything, right? Which level of business you're in. So all this is a letter. So any business, the only way you can grow your business when you focus on it, right? That's just the number one thing. um, I think Bill Gates talked about this. One of the biggest, or the trump card of the successful people, is they manage to focus on the right thing at the right time. And that's just the number one secret he mentioned. If somebody wants to be successful in their life, they must be focusing on the right thing. So if I have focus here, so the big word for my business is, when you wake up on Monday morning, um, what are you going to focus on this week? So every week has got a different name, every week has got a different letter. So for me personally, this level, you must need to decide. This level is all about deciding who do you want to serve, what product do you want to sell. When I say product, means that done for you service. What product do you want to sell? What is that one thing look like for you? Right? So they're just deciding. So because a lot of people just can't decide it, they just can't get to the next level. So this level is really, really, really important for those people. You just need to make a decision. It's not it There is no right and wrong. Some people just can't decide, right? So the quickest you decide, the better it is for you. Doesn't matter what target market you pick one target market. Doesn't matter what product you pick, whether it's a Facebook marketing, whether it's a cold outreach, whether it's email marketing, doesn't matter what you pick. You just need to pick one product, right? Pick one product, done for you service. That's what we want to do. And also, we want to sell that, right? We want to sell that. We want to find what we want to do with that. So it's really important. You decide at this level. If you don't decide, we just can't get to the next level, right? So next level is all about getting to 30K. So hope this makes sense. The first level, right? The first level. Hope this makes sense. That's our first level. Reach 10K a month. And what you must focus on, number one thing, you must focus on deciding right? What do you want to do? What do you want to sell? What is your target market look like? That's what we want to focus on. And once you've done that, your service is done for you service, not selling anything else, you selling done for you service. And that's what we want to do. Number two is exactly same thing, exactly same thing. What we want to do is implement. Our word here is implement. We want to make sure that we implement as much as possible. Whatever this done for you service is, we implement as much as possible. Implement as much as possible, meaning that we now need to take this to the next level. So in here, if we were doing trial and errors, meaning that you worked on 5 or 7 businesses, because remember that you only need 3 to 5 businesses to take you to 10 grand a month. 3 to 5 businesses. You don't need many. You can do trial and error. You can work just full time with them. You don't even need full time staff. You just need some sort of contractors to help you make it happen. Right? So you don't need a big team. In this, things started to become really serious. Now you kind of need a 1 or 2 full-time employees. You need those people. So in this one is we started to look for one thing. We started to look for your marketing and your delivery. That's what we started to look for. We want to have one method of marketing. Say, if you're getting clients through Facebook, we want to make sure that Facebook is the one you're working towards. And your delivery, we started to look for your delivery, meaning that within the delivery, we start to put our SOPs together, standard operating processes or procedures, right? So we want to make sure that all the steps and everything is there. So the rule of the game here is you implement as much as possible. So I'll tell you the problem you're going to have. So there is going to be a problem. Once you're at this level, we had the same problem. In our agency, we had the same problem. 2 years ago, before Christmas, no, it was 3 years ago, before Christmas, we were so busy that in November, we built or we handed over 74 funnels, 74 funnels to different clients in 1 month. And that was our goal. So here is what happens. Yeah. When you're working with a lot of clients, when you're working with so many people, so many clients coming towards you, and you giving the work, you handing over the work, there comes a time that you can only scale your business when you hire more people, meaning that you have to hire more people to accept more clients. So if we wanted to build 10 more funnels or 5 more funnels, I needed a couple of more resources, right? So that time comes is when you actually have to hire more people to scale, right? If you are Gary Vaynerchuk kind of person and you can hire 5,000 people and that's your business model, then you're just going to keep hiring people. That works really well for certain people. But for small businesses, it kind of doesn't work that well. Unless you hire project managers, unless you hire that, even you hire a project manager, meaning that to hire 1 or 2 staff, then you need to have 10 more paying clients to pay for that staff, right? So it becomes really hard. So at the time, it's really, really, really important to actually start thinking about 2 services. It's really important at the time, start thinking about 2 services. One is done for you. We're doing done for you service, uh, done with you, some sort of done with you service, meaning some of the things which clients do themselves, some of the things which client do it themselves. You help them teach that and they do it themselves. So we did the same thing, I did the same thing. So what we did is at that level, when we were at that level, done for you service, we still offer that. We still offer that, but what we did is we raised the price. We actually doubled the price, pretty much double the price. And we said, hey, we want to do this one less, but we want to do this one more. Why? Because this was one-to-many service. This was one-to-many service. We had so many people coming in the group to learn how to do it. So we started saying, hey, you don't need to do this. Learn how to do this. We don't want to do it for you. You do it yourself. We just don't have time. So we taught them how to do it. We taught them how to do it. Yeah, go and do it yourself. We teach you how to do it. So they did it themselves, right? Some of them did it themselves. Some of them said, Jag, just don't have time. Can you do it for us? Can you do it for us? Those people paid double the amount of dollars. So here's what happened. I didn't have to hire more staff. I didn't have to hire more staff. My staff, the team members we had, managed to serve our existing clients really well because we could provide that service because we didn't have that rush. We were not chasing the revenue. Why? Because people were coming to us. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see the difference? Does it actually make sense? Type in yes if that makes sense. It's completely different model, guys. It's a very different model, because if you work on this model, you when you get to this level, you don't need to hire more people. You work with the existing staff, and then you can start teaching some of those clients who can't afford you. They would have never paid you anyway because they just can't afford you. They're just looking to learn. So you charge them certain amount and they pay you to learn it. So during this time, what do you must focus on? What do you must focus on? So the focus on automation of your marketing, sales, and your delivery. These are three things we must focus on. You want to do the automation. You want to do that. You want to make sure that you have now all the clients coming in, filling the application form, and they want to work with you, right? That's what we want to focus on. And number thing in here is systems. Your focus in here must be on systems. You're developing system, putting the system together. Everything becomes systems. Everything becomes systems. Everything becomes system at the time. The reason for this is if you don't have these systems in place, what happens, right? None of this is going to work. None of the SOP is going to work. None of the things going to work, right? So it's really important. We must have systems in place. So the last one is we offer same thing, exactly same thing. We want to do that. We want to offer um, done with you more. Let's do this. We want to offer done with you more. Do twice, done with you more. Same service, not two services. Sorry, so that you don't. Same service, but sell multiple times. We do done for you for certain clients. We do certain clients, right? Certain clients. And then we do, gee, where did it go? Okay. Then we do one-on-one mentoring. One-on-one mentoring. So this is only for certain level of CEOs, people who are at this level, right? In this case, when you hear, what happens is, what we want to do is, we want to leverage. We want to have a team. So let me clean this. It doesn't make sense. So we want to have a team. Our focus is on building a teams. Our focus is on building teams. So I'm going to put team here as well. Our focus is on building teams. Teams in every department. What are the departments we need to look at it? Number one department in this one is marketing. We need to have a team who does the marketing. We need to have a team who does the sales. We need a team who does the delivery. We need a team who does the support. Right? These are the people we need. Support are the people who's going to look after people. Marketing is the one, so we need a team for that. We need leads. We need leads for everything. Sales leads, team leaders, managers, whatever you want to call it. We need leads, and then we need teams underneath that. So this is what we want to do when we get to 90K, right? So at the time, what matters the most is having the right people at a right place to help you take this to the next level. But depending where you at, if you at here, you're starting out and you haven't taken the business to this level yet, or you want to take it to the next level, you must decide. Deciding is the number one thing. Decide what you want to take it to the market. Some of the things is going to be based on your hypothesis, based on your thinking. Hey, this might work with this very specific target market. This might work, right? But you don't know that unless you take it to the market, meaning that we all are scientists, we all do testing. uh, we just have to take it to the market and see how things go. Well, we can't say 100% it's going to work, but you take it to the market and see what market says. Sometime I took it so many offers to the market, people just didn't buy it. People just didn't buy it. One of our principles is, one of our philosophy is, you don't argue with what works, right? You just, that's what works. Or you, if that doesn't work, right? You just don't argue with that. You don't say why this doesn't work or why this works. We just don't do that, right? So it's the way it works is, if this works, awesome. If it doesn't work, that's fine. Let's go and change it, right? So doesn't matter, because when you look at all this as a hypothesis, as an experiment, become a scientist in that space, then what happens is you're not attached to it. Yes, we want this to be successful, but we're not attached to it, right? If this experiment doesn't work, we'll try the other ways, right? We tried some other ways to make it happen. So our way of looking at it is, we want to make it work, but doesn't matter if that doesn't work, we'll try different ways, right? So that's why it's really important, when you're starting out, when you're at this level, you must work on, one offer, and that offer must be done for you offer. Done for you offer. You're doing it for somebody. You're saying, hey, come to me and we will do that for you, and you charge money based on that. So one day we'll talk about the pricing and everything, but today is all about what you must focus on. So let me ask you this: does it actually make sense? Does it actually make sense? Does it actually make sense? Right. So you must focus on the right thing if you want to get the right results. For us to get the right results, these are the things we must be focusing on in our digital marketing agency, so that the intention is to scale that to the next level, to scale that to the next level, and the one after, and one after, right? Unless we take it to the next level, it's just not going to work. All right, guys, that's it for me. Hope you like this $1 million secrets today and enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about our programs and everything, there's going to be a link below this video. Click that. Love to have a chat. What we're doing is, at the moment, we're giving away a couple of free sessions. If you like to have a conversation, click the below link and let's have a conversation. But for you guys who are attending this live, thank you. And let's have a chat soon. Bye for now.